If you lie on eve of the new year, hoping to sleep until New Year's Eve 2025, everything is forgiven. All signs promises that 2024 will be a year for ages. However, until the end of the year, judicial trumpets sound is a good bet. Trump is preparing for decisions before Justice Bar, and days will endure calculation with people who vote in the 2024 Republican primary season. Starting from the Iowa meetings in January, Trump will receive what he believes in really because of his astonishment. The GOP will be a waltz with presidential nomination and he will accept the crown Republican National Convention in Milwaukee, July. However, in November, the election day is another issue. Trump will rejudge it at that time, but he will face a larger and more diverse balloonist group. One hopes that Trump will be a day as president his abuse of power. Humiliation and values it captures it. This is a hope, a word, and even an optimistic expectation. Because the next autumn choice is more than Trump. A day that emerged as result for America moment that forces the country to decide whether Trump wants to be place represented by Trump. Freedom, equality and opportunities for everyone basic values it remains as nation. When George Wallace submitted his first offer for the governor of Alabama in 1958, he lost the Democratic primary to a racist opponent that Wallace accused later. The Wallace never allowed him to be again. 1962 The gubernatorial race won gubernatorial race with the greatest popular vote in state history. Wallace's winning message, segregation. Tomorrow discrimination. Forever discrimination. The lesson in story, at least for me, changed Wallace to one of the most obvious oral discriminants of country from a racial moderate. During 2016 presidential campaign, I wrote columns about serial insults slurry of GOP candidate Trump would tell about everyone he doesn't agree with. He was champion of worship and how flirted with Kremlin underlined our allies. Based on everything can gather, we have put forward the best case that can reveal that a Trump presidency would be a danger to civilian freedoms, including voting, consumer and reproductive rights. On the 2016 election day, Trump won with 63 million votes or 45.9%. In 2020 elections, running in a presidential record, which includes Coronaviri disaster, tax deductions, sexual harassment, toxic chemicals, racially separated housing and more strengthened rules on housing more. In November 2019, a Monmouth University survey, 62% of Trump supporters said Trump said they can't think of anything that or can anything that or as president. Trying persuade Trump voters to turn their backs him. As in Trump, Wallace and white election zone. He gives his people what he wants. He does not compete. He captures, reflects and uses the hope and fears of his supporters. There are expressions of agreement in kitchen diners, community clubs in America for every bad and inhuman thing that Trump